There's a new study out from PricewaterhouseCoopers about the future of the labor market by the 2030s. So that's pretty soon, the 2030s. I mean, that's really soon. So there's a chilling conclusion in this report. The BBC explains here. The study estimated that 30% of existing jobs in the UK were potentially at a high risk of automation, compared with 38% in the US, 35% in Germany, and 21% in Japan. That would be absolutely catastrophic. Catastrophic for all these countries. 30% of existing jobs in the UK by the 2030s automated. 38% in the US. 38%. I mean, good googly moogly. You need radical changes in the way that our economy functions, the way our government functions, in order to ameliorate the inevitable damage that's going to happen as a result of this change towards automation. Look, Stephen Hawking, I read an article about this with Stephen Hawking a few years back, and he made the point that basically the only way we're not going to have a dystopian future is if you, number one, just acknowledge the fact that everything's going to go to automation eventually. That doesn't mean we need to put policies in place that speed that up, because then you're just like putting the fuck over of workers in hyperdrive. But it is going to happen. So, okay, if it's going to happen, well, then what do you do about it? Well, Stephen Hawking says if everything's going to be automated eventually anyway, then we could either have a system where everybody kind of experiences mutual benefits of it, or the benefits can be reserved for the elite class and the uber rich, and everybody else can be fucked over, and they have nothing, and then that leads to unrest within societies, and that leads to war, and that leads to all these problems and a disaster. So, to basically put it in layman's terms in a way that an idiot like me can understand, you would need to have, when this whole economy becomes automated, you need to have, a machine, for lack of a better word here, assigned to you at birth. And that machine does all the productivity in the workplace that you would do, and you reap the benefits of that machine. It is your machine. So it does all the work for you. You reap all the benefits because it's a machine. Doesn't have emotions, doesn't have feelings, isn't fucking conscious. So it's like you have that work for you. You reap the rewards. And then everybody has a certain minimal standard of living. And it's not that everybody gets paid exactly the same and everybody's machine does exactly the amount of work. I don't know exactly how you'd structure it. You need to get into the details of that when you're crafting it. But you'd have a situation where everybody's basic needs are met and everybody has a decent standard of living, quality of life, while you have, this inevitable push towards the future and this inevitable takeover of the economy by machines that could do a lot more shit than we can do as people. But if you don't go down that road and you let the rich reap all the rewards and the benefits, well, then you really are talking about a dystopian future. And the thing that scares the shit out of me is it's a lot sooner than I expected. Because they're talking 38% of jobs in the US by the 2030s being replaced and being automated. Well, then what the fuck are those people going to do? We don't have the infrastructure in place yet to take care of them when that happens. We don't have it at all. None of it set up. So what happens? Well, then you just have high unemployment. I mean, it is not a pretty picture in the short term. In the long term, possibly, if you do it right. But if you elect the wrong people and they don't have intelligent plans, oh man, that's bad. Now, they do say in the article that a lot of these jobs, a lot of the people who lose these jobs, they will get other different jobs for specific skill sets that aren't taken over by automation yet. To which I respond, maybe, maybe not. So it's difficult, but those numbers are really, really freaky, and we have to start thinking about the future in a way that I don't think many people have given serious thought to yet, except in very specific fields.